Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Season 47 of Alliance War has concluded, the rewards have been sent out, and it is time yet again to look back on how the season went for myself and for my Alliance SSX. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and claim all of these rewards here. If you'd like to jump forward past the rewards opening to the review section of the video, have at it. For the tier 6 class catalyst fragments, we're going to go with a 100% of a skill tier 6 CC. I am going to work towards rank 2ing my Elsa Bloodstone, which has been requested for defense for the upcoming season. This should put me like 5% shy of 3 catalysts, so I would need just one more full skill cat to get her up to rank 2. Elsa is a great champ too, a lot of fun to use as well. As far as the Nexus Crystals are concerned, we're going to go 1 Science here, and then we're going to go 2 Mystic, and that is because I want additional SIGs on Tigra for that Karina challenge that I'm going to be doing at some point in the near future. I think I'm going to save the Tiger one for last because I am not a very good Tiger player, and that one will undoubtedly be the most difficult one for me. Go ahead and get that other Mystic. Alright, let's go ahead and open up these Nexus Crystals. We'll do the Science one first. I think out of here, I'm looking for a dupe on Red Guardian, who I just got recently, and he was just buffed. He's very good. A dupe on Electro would also be pretty good. And I think the only Science champ that I'm missing straight up is OG Captain America, so I probably wouldn't mind him as well. Let's see what we get here. We are getting nobody particularly useful, so we'll just take extra 7-star shards from a Max Sig Crystal. That is perfectly fine. So again, we're looking for Tigra out of here. I'm not missing any Mystic champs in the basic pool anymore. So the only other champs that I think I would look for is dupes on Ghost Rider or Dormammu. None of those are any of the options that I want. I guess we'll just take Man Thing here. That's fine. And number 2, we're getting SIGs on Werewolf. I will absolutely take that. That's pretty good. Werewolf is a great champ. So no Tigra, that's fine. Again, these 6-star Nexus Crystals are more just for fun these days because I'm not really chasing any specific characters out of necessity like I used to. Alright, we also have a 5-star Relic to open. You can see I'm extremely close to another 6-star Relic. If this 5-star ends up being a dupe, I would actually be 300 shards short for the 6-star, but with the Battleground store updating very soon, I don't think it's worth it to go out and pay for those extra 300 shards with trophy tokens. So I am just going to have to wait on that one. But let's go ahead and open this 5-star relic. Additional SIGs on any of the relics that I have ranked up all the way would be great. That would be a small prestige bump, but anything else out of here would be pretty fine. Alright, 5-star Relic is going to be landing on Sentinel. I don't think I have him ranked up. That might be a first-time awakening on the 5-star Relic. Okay, no, second time dupe. Okay, cool, that's fine. I think I have that Relic on Ironheart right now. So that's nice. The Relic is really good for her, so happy with that one. Alright, last reward for the day is going to be the 7-star Crystal. Basic pool was updated not too long ago, so a lot of brand new champions in the pool available for me. Looking for like a Mantis would be great. Warlock would be a fantastic pull. Silk or Hyperion also newly added to the pool. Those would be big wins. Or like a Sorcerer Supreme or Dragon Man I would also be pretty happy with. And in terms of like first time dupes, looking at Deathstrike, who I use all the time, and getting that first time awakening on her would be pretty big. Sunspot dupe would be great. I just pulled him from my Necropolis Exploration Wards the other day. Elsa dupe would be great since I'm already planning on ranking her up. Getting the dupe on her would be fine. And then like Hulk or Wiccan, also looking for first time dupes on them. So let's go ahead and pop this in the spinner. Let's see what we got. Lots of really good options here. Gamora I see floating around in there as well. An additional 20 SIGs on Gamora would be fantastic. You know, more SIGs on like Titania would be fine. That would be a nice prestige bump as well. Let's go ahead and see what we're getting. 7-star from War Rewards is getting us a Mangog dupe. Oh, that's that's not even close to what I was asking for. Oh, Mangog. Oh, all right. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some. Whatever. All right, let's move on to the review portion of the video. All right, let's take a look at the season summary. SSX finished this season with a record of 7-5, and that was good enough for a 9th place finish. I think this is our 4th or 5th straight top 10 finish. It's kind of become our Alliance goal here to finish in the top 10, so keep meeting that season after season. Very happy with that. We were sitting in 3rd place for a war or two this season. We had a really good start, if you recall, and then we kind of just fumbled the bag at the end. I think we lost 4 of our last 5 wars, and shout out to the alliances that beat us. They outplayed us big time. So we earned the 9th place finish for sure, but we can make some improvements, I think, in the coming seasons as well. New tactic next season, so that means a fresh start, which I am looking forward to, because as you can see from my personal statistics, this season was a bit of a miserable experience for me. 54 kills, which is pretty low compared to previous seasons. I think this is my 2nd or 3rd lowest kill count out of my 10 seasons in SSX. Death count is at 7. That is the most deaths that I've ever had in an Alliance War season. Last season, if you recall, I had 6, which was my new record. I've already broken that with this season. So again, really looking forward to kind of a fresh start next season, and hopefully I can get back to kind of where I'm used to performing in Alliance War, which is down in the 0 or 1 range. Moving on, let's take a look at my fight summary for the season. Greens, of course, are solos. Yellows are single death fights. I did not double KO to a fight this season, so you got to look for the silver lining somewhere, even though I think that 7 of those yellow boxes are far too many for me personally. In terms of my favorite fight for the season, I think it was the Sasquatch mini that I took in War 12 against Next with Chilth. That is a very difficult fight, a rank 3 Sasquatch. He is a Gamma Tag champion, so Chilth does have a bit of an advantage there, but if you recall from that video, with the power efficiency from the node on top of the natural power efficiency that he gets when he's in Wrath of Tanarak, it's very easy to get cornered in that fight when he's constantly throwing specials, and it is just as easy to accidentally push him to a special 3. So I kind of liked the patience that was required in that fight, and I was pretty proud of myself for getting through that one. As far as my least favorite fight, it is without a doubt that thing that I took in War 3 against Fallen Angels. That fight is probably my least favorite war fight of all time. It was a near timeout, if you remember. Thing is bleed immune. It was just an absolute mess. So yeah, I never want to do that fight with Chilth or anybody for that matter ever again. Alright, let's take a look at my attackers for this past season, and if you haven't guessed it already from the thumbnail, Chilth once again coming in at the top spot with 17 fights. Chilth was a phenomenal tactic attacker for me these past 2 seasons, and I think that she is going to have tremendous value even going forward in Alliance War. She is such a fun champ to use. I love her to pieces. Just such a great champ. Lady Deathstrike coming in at number 2 with 13 fights, and I feel like half of those were probably the Node 40 Sauron fight, which I felt like I was taking every single war. Something new that I added for this season and going forward are deaths per attacker. So we had 1 death early on with Lady D against a Dani Moonstar, I think. That was a pretty tough fight. And Dani in this tactic was very, very irritating. So moving on to number 3, Sandman, 7 fights, 2 deaths there. Ironheart coming in at 4th. I was so happy to get to use her for this season. She was a brand new champion. I pulled her and got her to rank 5 and ascended her right away. We had 1 silly death with her on the very first time we used her, but I think that she's going to have some value going forward. She has a ton of fantastic utility, and looking forward to seeing her on attack in future seasons. And then rounding out the top 5, another new champ for me was Onslaught. We only used him in the final war of the season, 1 silly death against Weapon X, but he is really solid for those hazard shift fights on the second half of Path 9, so I foresee him becoming a bit more useful on my team in the future. And then rounding out the rest of my attackers, some familiar faces here. Scorpion, Absorber Man, always in my attacker list every season. Black Cat, only 1 fight again this season. I have her at rank 3. Did not get barely any use these past 2 seasons, despite being arguably my most powerful tactic attacker. King Groot, so happy to sneak in 1 fight with him this season, and then Wiccan rounding out the top 10 there. Alright, next up, let's take a look at my expenses for the season. And this was, without a doubt, my most expensive war season of all time. We had nearly 900,000 loyalty spent on potions and boosts. and we won fewer wars than we did last season, so our income was lower. We still netted well over 200,000 loyalty, but that's a bit lower than the 400k that I'm used to in previous seasons. And then if you look at the bottom there, the units spent, that's really kind of where I felt the pinch this season. We ended up spending quite a bit of units on the big L6 potions, and that was because those were for fights where I died early in the path, and I really didn't want to risk iteming out if I had a death further on in the path, so I really felt it was necessary in those situations to go ahead and buy the big potions for units. I also spent 500 units on one of the potion bundles. Those are a tremendous value, and I would really recommend that if you are taking war even a little bit seriously, that you invest in those bundles, because it is way cheaper to buy those than it is to spend them on individual potions. Alright, the last thing I want to cover in terms of statistics is a look back over all of my 10 seasons in SSX. This is my 10th season here, my 10th Masters finish, so I wanted to kind of, get like a high-level view of how I've performed in my time here. So 584 kills, 17 total deaths. You can see the vast majority of those were from these past 2 seasons. That's done a bit of a number on my solo rate overall. It was sitting at above 99% coming into last season, and it's dipped a couple percentage points as a result of these 13 deaths here. So hopefully we can work to increase that back up over 98% in the coming couple of seasons. But yeah, 10 seasons here, 10 Masters finish. Really, really proud of myself for what I've been able to accomplish in SSX. So as I just mentioned, this was my 10th Master rank placement. I've been in Masters all 10 seasons in SSX, which means we have this shiny new title available to claim in my inbox, the Masterclass title. I think there's one more after this right now. I forget what it's called. Mastership? Is that it? Mastership? I don't even know what that means, but Masterclass is pretty cool. 10 seasons, 10 master placements. This is a pretty big achievement for me, so I'm very happy to claim this. Last but certainly not least, I want to give a huge thank you to the officers and planners in SSX, specifically those who are in charge of BG3, which is where I am. So DLL, of course, is our leader, and he is the primary war planner for my battle group. Past 2 seasons, Royu here has been helping out with planning in my battle group as well, so big thank you to him. And then Na, aka Mudkip, handles our defense in the battle group, and it's performed pretty well over the past couple seasons as well. So huge thank you to all these guys. I say this in every rewards and review video, but these guys put in so much work. It is not an easy thing to plan wars for an alliance, and the amount of effort and knowledge that it takes to do this consistently and with success season after season is not lost on me. So huge thank you to all these guys. Also want to give a special shout out and thank you to one person in particular, and that is Eris here. Eris retired from the game after this past season. I have been playing with Eris since I joined SSX. They've been in my battle group the entire time I've been in this alliance. One of the nicest, most genuine people that I've ever met in this game community. Super funny. Just really going to miss playing with them and seeing them in the chats day after day. So huge shout out to EU Eris, and if you're watching this, thank you very much for being a friend over the past couple years, and I look forward to our friendship continuing. That's going to do it for this season, folks. I hope you enjoyed the war videos as usual. If they helped you in any way, I would love to hear it from you in the comments below. Otherwise, if you've made it this far into the video, please leave me a comment that says it's Friday somewhere. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next season.